It's a very tame episode of Flashing Badger painting this week as we trial out some pastel pinks and purples on our Huffletown Wizard Snuffles.
Hello Mike of Flashing Badger Painting. I challenge you to a kitbash. 'Tis a Christmas kitbash. There shall be 2 colours in the final paint scheme, red and green, very Christmassy. It shall include at least 1 Christmas present. You can use miniatures from any range. It can be any size, as small or as large as you want. 17th of December is the final, and it shall be voted on by my Patreon members. Good luck. Merry Christmas. And happy kitbashing. End transmission.
I'm afraid Huffletown Wizard Snuffles are going to have to wait. So wind it back. That was Max from Lizard of Doom, and I wasn't taking any notes. I think I was meant to do something with red, something with green, and something with a present? It's too vague. Oh lordy. Alright, I gotta start simple. I just need to name some things that are green. Green crocodile. Great, now that's all I can think of. I'll switch to red. Alright, things that are red. A red crocodile. Man, I'm bad at this. So I have a green crocodile, a red crocodile, and maybe they can be paddling on a river raft made of Christmas presents. That's a terrible idea. I'll start, and something should come to me. I'll begin with the bits box. Yes, good old reliable Space Marines. If ever the channel views are dipping, I can always go back to the well and dust off some of the Emperor's finest to curry favour with the masses. These Assault Primaris Marines come on a sprue with 3 easy to build models. I don't remember where this sprue comes from, so if you know, comment below. And if you don't know, give me a subscribe. These are Ultramarines, as denoted by the symbol on the shoulder pauldrons, which is lucky because blue was one of the 2 colours I had to use.
Red and green.
That's okay, because I'll have some leftover parts from all my Blood Angels that I could paint red Space Marines. Although, Dark Angels are green, and I get a lot of requests on the channel to paint Dark Angels. But it will mean I have to buy some extra parts just for them. So I tell you what, heads, Blood Angels, tails, Dark Angels. Hey Siri, flip a coin.
It's tails this time.
Blood Angels it is. This Space Marine is in an interesting pose. His head is looking in one direction, his bolter is pointed in another direction, and his chainsword, well that's kind of in front but without much purpose. Plus, he's up on the ball of 1 foot. This Marine appears to have sustained quite the surprise. This will be the red component of the challenge, so once it's finished, I still have a few more requirements I need to tackle. Now this Marine was painted on a YouTube live stream in a digital stadium that was packed with tens of viewers. Here are some of the highlights. Thank you so much to those of you that kept me company at the obscene Australian hours that I jumped online to appease you Americans and Brits. Fueled by coffee and your interesting anecdotes over a couple of hours, I painted the Marine using the grimy sponge method. Hold up, to clarify, the sponge itself is clean, but I'm using some darker colours initially in a stippling motion to give off the effect that the Marine is grimy. If you missed the live stream, fear not. I can add a link in the description if you want to rewatch it and pretend that it's live and that I'm talking to you, or we can go one better and I'll find an excuse to stream again in the coming weeks and we can hang out then. No paywalls. Everyone is welcome to come and hang out with us. And you know where else you can hang out with us? That's right, Flashing Badger Painting now has a Discord. Oh my. If you like the idea of sharing your hobby works in progress, getting ideas and encouraging others, well then I have just the link for you. It's the Discord link. I would have thought that was obvious. The Discord community features some beginners, some talented painters, and some entertaining content creators from our hobby. I'll add a link in the comments and the description. Jump in, introduce yourself, and show us what's on your painting desk this week. The Marine is complete. I need something green that has given this stoic defender of humanity a great fright, and I doubt that a dank Kermit meme will survive scrutiny. I begin to travel the expanse of the Google webs in search of some inspiration. If only there was someone to guide my way.
Mike, if you want to scare a Space Marine, well, you're going to need to get your hands on a Savage Orc wielding a squig from us here at Proxy Wargaming.
Yes, that's it right there. I must have it. Model in hand with no assembly required, straight off the resin printer and a light coat of white primer. This orc doesn't have much happening in the way of clothing, so I have a whole bunch of pale green flesh to start painting, which includes orc butt cheeks. Yep, when I woke this morning, I didn't think I'd find myself painting orc butt cheeks. But here we are. Skarsnik Green and Avalon Sunset mixed together provide me with the base colour. Adding a little darker green into the mix for the shadows of the muscles. Over the top orc models like this are great fun to paint and awesome for beginners to practice shadows and highlights. Once I'm happy with the shadows, I'm going to flip to a lighter green and paint my highlights. This colour is Ogre Camo and I'm painting curved lines across the raised portions of the muscles. Where I think you can really bring your orc skin to life is through flesh tones. As in human flesh tones. Not orc flesh tones, that'd just be more greens. You know what I mean. These colours are being painted to the areas of his skin that are more worn, such as knees, elbows, knuckles, ears, nose and lips. This particular orc is wearing a bat belt where the sole accoutrements are pieces of meat. Madness, you say. But here down under, our end of year holidays are in the middle of scorching heat, so this guy is only a 6-pack of craft beer away from strolling into your backyard barbecue. Whole bunch of ropes, bones and fabric decorating him, but let's give him the same beige bone and off-white treatment that would have made Richie Benno proud and move on, because I'm eager to paint this squig.
No, he's sleeping.
Now this squig should be red. I know that. You know that. But please, let us not forget one of the key principles of fashion, that red and green should never be seen without a colour in between. So blue it shall be. Well, I mean, that's quite obviously a purple, but I'll make it blue in a minute. The purple base will be the shadow recess areas, and this time I'm working my way from the darkest colour back to the lightest. The blues are going on next, and each layer I'm painting a little less and using a brighter blue on the squig's raised wrinkles. Some bright magenta on his legs, and I can apparently unlock the achievement for every colour used. Painting the tongue, teeth and eyes, and doing this very carefully. Look at all those nasty sharp teeth. You could fit the entire Marine's head in there. I've decided that the squig needs some frothy looking saliva flailing about to signify just how hungry it is to devour the Marine. German Yoo-hoo glue, paint and a toothpick does the trick. And if you enjoy this technique, give me a like. And if you don't, give me a subscribe. Alright, I'll stop that now, but just know that I find it funny. The models are finished, but I still have to make the present, so it's time to create a fun base. First though, let's remove these models from their temporary stands. I've got this. I'm a professional. Easy does it. And I broke his left foot off. Nice one, Mike. Forget that, you didn't see it. Look at this blue foam, pretty cool, hey? The base needs to be smaller so that the models stand out, so I'll measure and cut it down with my hot wire cutter. Sculpt a mould for the basing texture and a yellow cup and no gloves this time to make Mason proud. Look at those hands. I haven't worked a day in my life. I'm not fooling anyone. While still wet, I sprinkle a mix of sand, little pebbles and cat litter as ground texture, then leave it to dry. It's passed the bonk test, so it's ready for a black prime and then a mix of browns and greens to make up the muddy earth. Enough of this muddy mess. Orks are green and blood angels are red. Open up your present and a squig eats your head. Orks are a formidable combination of being both cunning and brutal, and this particular savage orc has developed a crafty way to snaffle a space marine. The true orc fans will be furious that he's not purple, the sneakiest colour. For those viewers, take comfort in knowing that I've painted an additional 14 orc models, all in purple, that feature on this mini diorama as well. They're just too sneaky even for the likes of you. Crouched down in a cardboard box that has been decorated as a seasonal gift, he clutches a squig in his lap and can barely contain the creature. I know what you're thinking, wrapping paper wouldn't be on the inside of the gift as well, but trust me when I say that this thoughtful savage orc didn't want me to display plain looking cardboard folded out. Maybe that point of contention will also cause the assault marine a moment's hesitation. Red, check. Green, check. Present, check. And I've got to make a fun collaboration with Max from Lizard of Doom. Max, thank you so much for the invite. I hope now my viewers will jump across and check out your channel and your amazing videos that you've created. And I kind of hope that your viewers come across and check out my channel and enjoy it as well. Although, maybe our viewers are going to clash halfway across the internet and meet in the street like football hooligans. Oh lordy, we haven't thought this through at all. Are we liable? So while Max and I contact our respective PR teams to try and avoid liability for the riots in the streets, I'd like to take this time to thank you. Yes, you, the viewer and the supporter that always makes it to the end of our videos. Your ongoing support and encouragement means the world to me, because I know that you've always got my back, even when I cut the left foot off my orc. Today's special shout out goes to subscriber Stephanie. Thank you for laughing at my Winona Ryder bread joke. That brings the grand total to 2 of us. One last favour that I ask of you. Let me know below what you thought of this style of video where I team up with these talented creators. And then I'll chat to you directly in our Discord. I'm looking forward to it. End transmission.